Hi, welcome to my first compilation video. I make all of my content myself, so please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. Thanks for watching. Now to the videos.
Imagine a movement so powerful that it swept thousands of young people into a journey across Europe, all in pursuit of a dream. In the early 1200s, the Children's Crusade unfolded, one of the most mysterious and debated episodes in medieval history. According to chronicles, bands of children and youths, inspired by intense religious fervor, set out from France and Germany, believing their innocence would succeed where seasoned knights had failed, reclaiming the Holy Land from Muslim control. Led by charismatic figures like the French shepherd Stephen of Cloyes and the German boy Nicholas, they marched for hundreds of miles, fueled by hope and faith. Their belief was that the Mediterranean Sea would miraculously part for them, allowing safe passage to Jerusalem. Yet history records no such miracle. Instead, most never reached their destination. Many were turned back by authorities, perished from exhaustion, hunger, or disease, or as some accounts claim, were deceived and sold into slavery. The true details remain shrouded in legend, conflicting reports and speculation, but the Children's Crusade endures as a haunting tale of faith, innocence, and the harsh realities of the medieval world.
What if an entire community vanished without a trace? In 1587, over 100 English settlers arrived on Roanoke Island, off the coast of present-day North Carolina, determined to build a new life in an unfamiliar land. Led by John White, the group faced harsh conditions, limited resources, and relied heavily on fragile relationships with local Native American tribes for survival. Shortly after establishing the colony, White returned to England to gather supplies, but ongoing conflict delayed his return for 3 long years. When he finally made it back in 1590, the settlement was eerily deserted. The only clue left behind was the word Croatoan, carved into a post. There were no bodies, no signs of struggle or battle, just an unsettling silence. The fate of the Roanoke colonists remains one of history's most enduring mysteries. Some theories suggest they assimilated with nearby tribes, while others believe they perished due to disease, starvation, or hostile encounters. Archaeological investigations have uncovered intriguing artifacts, yet no definitive answers have emerged. The lost colony of Roanoke continues to captivate historians and adventurers alike, serving as a haunting reminder of the dangers and uncertainties faced by those who dared to seek a new world across the Atlantic. What if I told you that a single monument traveled thousands of miles, surviving wars, crusades, and shifting empires? And no, I'm not talking about the Pandrorica that was guarded by the last Centaurian for 2,000 years. The green obelisk of Heliopolis, carved from gleaming green stone in ancient Egypt, was originally erected to honor the sun god Ra, but its story took a wild turn centuries later. After the decline of Heliopolis, the obelisk was uprooted, literally, and swept into the feverish trade of relics and treasures coveted by medieval rulers. By the early Middle Ages, it had found its way to Byzantium, where emperors displayed it as a trophy of lost worlds. Crusaders, awed by its exotic origins, seized it during their campaigns, and the obelisk began a mysterious journey across Europe. Some chroniclers claimed it stood briefly in Venice. Others whispered it adorned a forgotten monastery in the Alps. Each move added new legends. Some believed it brought luck. Others feared it cursed. By the Renaissance, the green obelisk had vanished from records, its final resting place unknown. To this day, its fate remains an unsolved enigma, a silent witness to the secret currents of medieval power and obsession. Imagine a rebellion so fierce it forced the mighty Roman Empire to rethink its power. In 132 AD, Simon Bar Kokhba led a massive Jewish uprising in Judea, challenging Rome's rule with surprising success. His forces recaptured Jerusalem and even minted their own coins, declaring independence. The Romans responded with overwhelming force, deploying legions and devastating the region. After 3 years of brutal fighting, the revolt was crushed, but its legacy reshaped Jewish history, leading to widespread diaspora and a ban on Jews in Jerusalem. What could bring down the most powerful bank of its age? The Medici Bank, once the financial powerhouse of Europe, secretly collapsed in 1494. Mismanagement, risky loans to monarchs, and internal family conflict led to its downfall. The bank's failure sent shockwaves through Europe, disrupting trade and shaking trust in banking families. Its sudden demise forced new financial systems to emerge, paving the way for modern banking. The Medici story is a gripping tale of ambition, secrecy, and how even the mightiest can fall, forever altering the course of European finance. What would drive leaders to put a corpse on trial? In 897, Rome witnessed the Cadaver Synod, one of history's most bizarre episodes. Pope Stephen VI ordered the exhumation of his predecessor, Pope Formosus, dressing the decaying body in papal robes and seating it in court. A deacon answered for the corpse, as Formosus was charged with violating church law. The outcome was grim. The corpse was found guilty, stripped of its papal garments, and tossed into the Tiber River. This shocking spectacle fueled chaos and left a lasting mark on medieval society. What could drive powerful kingdoms into battle besides land or gold? In the 14th century, the War of the Whiskers erupted in Eastern Europe, as rival kingdoms fought fiercely for control of the lucrative fur trade. Coveted for their warmth and status, luxurious pelts became a symbol of power and wealth among nobility. Battles raged not just on open fields, but along secret trade routes and remote forests. The conflict shaped alliances, fueled intrigue, and even influenced royal fashions for generations. This forgotten war reveals how desire for opulence once redrew the map of Europe. What if a tidal wave of syrup crashed through your city? In 1919, Boston faced a bizarre disaster when a massive storage tank burst, releasing over 2 million gallons of molasses into the streets. The sticky wave, reaching speeds up to 35 mph, destroyed buildings and trapped people and horses in its path. Rescue efforts were hampered by the thick, clinging syrup. 21 people lost their lives, and cleanup crews battled the sweet mess for months. The event led to new safety standards and remains one of history's most peculiar tragedies. What happens when rivals meet among the stars? In July 1975, American and Soviet spacecraft docked in orbit during the Apollo-Soyuz test project. For the first time, astronauts from the United States and cosmonauts from the Soviet Union opened their hatches and greeted each other with smiles and handshakes, sharing meals and experiments. This extraordinary mission showed that even at the height of competition, collaboration was possible above Earth. Their handshake in space became a powerful symbol of what humanity can achieve when we work together. What if bird droppings could shape a nation's destiny? In 1856, the U.S. Congress passed the Guano Islands Act, allowing American citizens to claim uninhabited islands with valuable guano, bird droppings used as fertilizer. With agriculture booming, guano was a precious resource, rich in nitrates and phosphates. Dozens of remote Pacific and Caribbean islands were claimed under this law, sparking international disputes and leading to U.S. control over territories far from its shores, all in pursuit of this unlikely natural treasure. Did you know a single Viking raid erased one of Europe's mightiest towns? Hedeby, once a bustling trade hub linking Scandinavia with the continent, faced devastation in 1066. Ruthless forces led by King Harald Hardrada launched a surprise attack, burning Hedeby to the ground. The town's strategic location made it a magnet for wealth and envy. After the raid, Hedeby never recovered. Its merchants and craftspeople fled, leaving behind haunting ruins. Today, archaeologists unearth traces of its lost grandeur, piecing together the story of a city destroyed in a single fiery night. What if a single stone could connect distant ancient civilizations? The Amber Road was an ancient network of trade routes stretching from the chilly shores of the Baltic Sea to the sunlit Mediterranean, carrying precious amber, fossilized tree resin glowing with a golden warmth, valued as early as 3000 BC. This radiant gem wasn't just prized for its beauty and jewelry. Ancient cultures believed it held magical powers, a spark of the divine. This winding path, trodden by merchants and travelers, wove together tribes and empires across thousands of miles, fostering cultural exchange that shaped early Europe. By the way, I write all my own content, so if you love diving into ancient mysteries like this, please leave a like and subscribe for more. Archaeologists have unearthed amber beads in tombs as far away as Egypt and Mycenae, revealing the astonishing reach of this ancient lifeline. The Amber Road wasn't just a trade route, it was a bridge between worlds, carrying the enduring allure of its golden cargo through the ages. Thanks for watching.